There appears to be a little bit of background noise. I need for all parties to kind of silence any background noise. All right, the court is calling cause number 2018 DCM 4415. This is a hearing on a petition filed by the Attorney General's office. It's entitled a petition to confirm a non-agreed child support review order. Parties in this case are Tyler Rutland, who is present before me, and Ms. Aurelia Tarin, who is also before me. I hope you
Yes.
both. Okay. Ms. Tarin, are you there now?
Yes.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, let me go ahead and call the case. This, as I indicated, this is a hearing on a motion to confirm a non-agreed review order, which is entitled in the motion of petition confirming arrears and modifying child support. And apparently the Attorney General's office attempted a negotiation back in, I can't remember where. Anyway, back earlier this year, they went ahead and proposed an order modifying support, confirming arrears. Ms. Tarin is the one that is not in agreement with the order that was prepared by the Attorney General's office. She requested a hearing on this matter, and that's why we're present before the court at this time. I will advise the parties. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 40 Court here in El Paso, Texas. We are appearing on this matter on a Zoom application since we cannot appear in court because of the pandemic crisis that's going on currently. So, but the courts have allowed us to conduct remote hearings, and we're doing so in this remote hearing, known as the Zoom application. I will advise parties that I am in compliance with the Texas rules transmitting this live hearing on the YouTube channel. That is to comply with Texas rules. However, as soon as we finish this hearing here today, that live stream will be taken off the YouTube channel. I'm also recording the evidence in the computer-generated recording system. That is the official record of this proceedings here today. Unless parties to conduct themselves as if they were in court, to talk over each other, one person talking at the same time, because sometimes we may have a audio problem. If that were to happen, we need to make sure that we have a record of the proceedings here today. All those being said, those are the general rules that apply to every case, your case. This time I'm going to ask the Attorney General to make an announcement on this matter. Is ready to proceed. Is Kaplan?
Your Honor, Lindsay Kaplan for the state, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Tarin, are you ready to proceed today, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Butler, are you ready to proceed today, sir?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to ask both of you to raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms.
Yes,
Tarin?
sir.
I do.
Okay, Ms. Tarin, your voice is real low. You're going to have to speak up a little bit louder, please, okay? All right, thank you. You can go ahead and put your hands down. All right, Ms. Kaplan, go ahead.
Thank you. The state calls Ms. Tarin as a witness.
All right, go ahead.
Ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Aurelia Tarin.
And did you participate in a child support review process conference?
I did.
And did you disagree with the proposed order that resulted from that conference?
Correct.
And what is the nature of your disagreement, ma'am?
Well, okay. My disagreement came with I would like for them to review his taxes because of the job that he has. It's he'll work for months and then have months off. And I feel like the first time we came to court or the first time we had modification and they came up with the number that we're doing right now, he on record told the officer that, well, he'll just quit his job so he doesn't have to pay. And she reminded him that she was going to put that on the record. And so I feel like the time that we went to court for the modification, it was in a period of where he was not working. So it wasn't an accurate view on what he makes. So I wanted them to look at his tax records and just go off of what his annual income was.
Is it your testimony to this court that Mr. Rutten intentionally uh, uh, stopped working in order to pay less child support?
I don't know if it was his intention, but he did mention it the very first time we were in modification. He said something to that effect, and the officer at that time that was doing the modification, told him, or the agreement, she had told him, you know what, like, I'm gonna put that on the record, because he was very upset at the amount that the percentage it was. So I mean, I'm not saying he's doing it intentionally, but I would just rather them look at his taxes.
And are you aware of any special skills or certifications that Mr. Rutland has?
Well, he worked as a land surveyor. So they go on projects for a few months and then they have a few months off. So when we went to modification, it was in a period where he was on his months off. So, I mean, I guess that's the only skill that I know that he's doing.
And do you know how much a land surveyor in this area earns?
Well, we had done our taxes together a few times, 2 years, I believe, 2017, 2018, I believe, or maybe 2017. And he made about 68,000 a year, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but around that, from what I remember.
And does that include him having these periods of time off that you're talking about?
Correct.
And are you aware of any physical or mental health issues that Mr. Rutland may have that could prevent Mr. Rutland from securing full-time employment as a land surveyor or otherwise?
None that I'm aware of.
In your opinion, is Mr. Rutland still physically and mentally capable of working?
Yes.
Are you aware of any impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has placed on the land surveyor profession?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I I have a strong suspicion that he's still working and just not reporting it. It's just a suspicion. I know people are still working in his company because I've seen evidence of them still working. So his company's still working, or the
And
company he.
I'm sorry. And how do you know his company is still working, ma'am?
Through social media, I've seen their employees out working.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Scott.
The state calls Mr. Rutland as a witness.
Okay.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is your name, sir?
Tyler Rutland.
And are you employed, sir?
No, ma'am, not at the moment.
And how did you come to be unemployed?
Laid off.
And why were you laid off?
The project I was on came to an end, and just haven't been put on another project since. Usually by the end of the year, the work I do is always super slow. So if you're not already working towards the end of the year, then you pretty much have to wait till the next year, which, as she knows, that's when projects always kick off. So I got laid off several months ago, and there was no jobs or projects starting next. So I wasn't able to get on the next project with that company. Yes, there's still people working with the company, but it's because they have been on or had started a project in the right time. I've been trying so hard to get on with other companies. But I mean, I talk to people on a regular basis trying to get on work somewhere, anywhere. It's just a bad time right now. Yes, she made the comment that I did say I would not work, blah, blah, blah. I did make that comment, but it was just because I was mad at the moment and it was new to me. I would never not work to not make a dollar for this. She knows that. I'm a working guy, stay working. As soon as somebody calls me to go, I'm on it. So I'm just a waiting game right now, waiting on somebody to pick me up is all.
And what is your profession, sir?
I'm a land surveyor for oil and gas lines.
And how long have you been employed as a land surveyor?
I've been doing that for about 6.5 years.
And in the past 6.5 years, is this a regular cycle that you have a project and then you become laid off of a project?
Yes.
When do you anticipate getting another project?
I wish I could be 100% certain, but I don't know. From the word of mouth, everything's going to be kicking off at the new year. So as bad as it is being election year and with the COVID, it's all just kind of shut things down. So it's already a slow job at the end of the year. So with all of this happening together, makes it even more worse. But as I said, I'm trying all the time to get back on because it is good money, and who doesn't want to work and make good money? So yes, I'm trying everything I can to get back doing that or find another gig that pays good too. I got bills. I like, I like to buy my daughter things when I can. I would love to be caught up on my child support. So that's definitely nothing, it's out of my hands at the moment until they just really need me or somebody on a project. So,
Sir, are you capable of performing other types of jobs, sir?
yes, ma'am. I have put in several applications, and I've also taken like a 3-day training course for a company uh, here in town. I did that. They put you through a training course, make sure you're physically capable. Want to see if you're willing to learn. So I've been trying to do that with a company so I can get on with them. They make you have a lot of classes and certificates before they hire you. So luckily I know somebody that knows somebody and they're trying to help me out so I don't have to do as much to get in, but I'm also trying to do that as well. And it's a totally different job occupation. So yes, I'm trying to do anything I can.
Sir, at the time of the Child Support Review Process Conference on September 30th of 2020, were you laid off at that time, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's a gross monthly income amount that is listed on page 4 in the amount of $905.67. What was the source of that monthly income?
That was my unemployment that I was getting, and for some reason I've also been trying to get a hold of them, and since I'm not there, it's kind of hard to do over the phone, but they cut my unemployment off as well. So I got unemployment for maybe a few weeks, maybe a month, and then it got cut off. So, and just so happened at the time that we got rescheduled for our child support is in that time that I got my unemployment.
So at this time, you're not receiving unemployment?
No, ma'am, I'm trying to receive that again as well.
Have any sources of income at this time, sir?
No, ma'am.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
Any other evidence or testimony?
No other evidence or testimony from the state at this time, Your Honor.
All right, I do have some questions for Mr. Rutland.
Yes, sir.
When were you laid off, sir?
I don't know the exact date, but I know it was right. It was the beginning of September, around that time.
Well, you said that you had been laid off several months ago.
That is several months ago.
At the time of the settlement conference in the Attorney General's office in September, were you already laid off?
Yes, sir. I was laid off then.
Okay, so how far back off then?
I was at least laid off a month before that date.
Okay, 1 month before.
Yeah.
Okay, and did you provide proof of the layoff and how much you were receiving in unemployment to the Attorney General's office when you went to the settlement conference?
I did not show actual proof that I was laid off, but I showed they had information of my unemployment to show that I was in fact laid off.
Okay, so since September, when did your unemployment run out?
I haven't gotten it for at least a month now.
1 month. So how do you support yourself right now?
My girlfriend is working and doing what she can to support us,
Okay.
at least until I get back working. Because this does, when this does happen, I'm down and out. So when I get back working and things get kicked back off again.
So do you expect to resume work at your previous employer?
Yes, sir. If not with
Name
that
of
one,
your employer? What is the name of your employer?
that's what I was going to tell you. So with land surveying, I work with 3 companies. One company is Mott McDonald.
Okay.
The other is TRC. And the other one I only worked for a month, but I bounced back and forth between TRC and Mott McDonald due to I'm a subcontractor. So one company may have a project, and when that project ends, that company may not have a job till the end of the year, but that other company may have a job starting up next. So I'll go to that company and work that project. So it's really whoever has the project who I go between.
Okay, I understand. All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Kaplan, any other questions for Mr. Button?
No other questions for either party, Your Honor.
Okay, any other questions for Ms. Tarim?
No other questions for Ms. Tureen, Your Honor.
What is the state's recommendation at this time?
Your Honor, the state is requesting that the Child Support Review Process Conference be confirmed by the court as proposed. The state further recommends and requests that Mr. Rutland be referred into the NCP Choices Job Placement Program in order to facilitate him finding gainful employment to pay this obligation.
But isn't the NCP Choices Program limited to people who are residing in El Paso, Texas? You don't reside here in El Paso, do you, Mr. Rutland?
No, sir.
Where do you reside?
I'm in Mississippi at the moment.
Mississippi.
I withdraw the request of the referral into the program, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Tarin, I'll give you an opportunity to address the court. You just heard all the evidence. Anything else that you wish to tell me, Ms. Tarin?
Thank you for the opportunity, Your Honor. I just want to say that that's why I wanted the court to take a look at tax returns, because when we had done the taxes, it was more of an accurate look at income all year versus a few months working here, laid off, a few months working there. And that's more of an accurate. And last time we didn't have access to when we did the modification, the mediation. So I just wanted that to be part of what was being looked at, because like Mr. It's just a matter of time before he gets back to work.
All
So,
right. Anything else for Ms. Therine?
that's it.
All right. Well, for the time being, the court finds that the proposed order that was generated by the Attorney General should be confirmed as was done back in September. Now, at such time, Mr. Rutland, if you become employed, have regular wages, the court can, or the Attorney General can review your support obligations at that time. So for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and confirm the non-agreed child support review order that was done in September. Anything else, Ms. Cap?
Nothing further from the state at this time, Your Honor.
All right. All right, go ahead and send me the confirmation of the order, and I will sign it. Okay.
Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Rutland or Ms. Therine? That concludes our hearing for today.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you all very much. That concludes parties that are excused. Thank you. And let's see, you see Mr. Kanoth is back.
Yes, sir. Just missed the other party. Do we have any other cases that need handling at this time?
Okay, Mr. Flores did sign back, did sign in. Is it still going to be non-suited?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, maybe you can let him know the case is being non-suited then.
Sure, I can go ahead and talk to him.
Okay, all right, other than that, that's, oh. Let me get off the live too here.